popped into the studio to collect up my little mini rucksack thing with all my bits and bobs in, and I've even brought a rolled up grass mat which I use on the beach for just flopping in the sun in, and I'm going to try and find myself a lovely bluebell wood in a little dell, a dingle, a dell on Dartmoor. So first of all, I'm going, as I often do on a Saturday morning, over to Chagford. I love Chagford. Get a cup of coffee, meet some friends, and have a mooch about, and see what is to be seen. There's a fantastic art shop there, and I definitely want a sort of cobalty turquoise and possibly a canvas, I don't know, or maybe some quite large sheets of cartridge paper actually. And everything's growing, and I just want to be able to paint and draw and paint. Anyway, now I'm in Chagford, and the leaves are just coming out on the trees. That moment, you know, that moment when you've driven quite a long way. Well, I suppose I've driven about 16 miles to get here, and then you stop, you turn off the engine and stop, and then there's that incredible feeling of peace you just want to sit and soak into, really. And on the windscreen of the car in front of me are reflected all the tiny beech leaves that are just coming out. See if I can turn it round. There, isn't that beautiful? The trees are above, just by the church, on the edge of the churchyard, and there it is. Perfect. Particularly the patterns that you get on the backs of gravestones, and there's so many. It's a beautiful place. There's Beechwood Cafe over there, which I'll go and have a cup of tea. Oh, there's this beautiful thatched inn. Everything's just becoming summery, spring-like, summery-like. And the backs of churchyards are lovely, aren't they? It smells of wood smoke. Somebody's still got a fire going because it's chilly. Oh, look, all those beautiful bluebells and blackbird. He's pulling out worms. My next camera, which I shall have in a couple of days, has got a fantastic zoom. Then I'm going to get back to being serious about photography. Come out with my tripod. It's behind those daffodils. Unless he's amazingly just disappeared. No, he's there. There he is. He's got a beak full of grubs. He's got his eye on me. And his beak glistens in the sunlight. It's like walking through a woodland. For him. And his nest must be in the yew tree. Yes, it must be. Hidden away in the middle. And now for tea. And rhubarb flapjack, I think. Boom. Finito. Bon. So this is the dish. It's a beautiful dish. It's a copy of a late medieval dish, and it's got this rim on the inside. Well, it's on the outside, but I want to use it, as you can see. When I've taken the copy, it's given me this recess. I'll fill that now with papier-mâché, let it go hard, and then go over the surface, so it will have a lovely concave sort of inside area. Now this, as you see, was built up on top of this, just with, I use one layer only of mod rock, and then I coated the surface with quite a simple dilute PVA mixture, water and PVA, and let it dry. And then I did the other side too and coated that with PVA and let it dry. So each of those processes was probably an overnight process. The next stage will be to start to build up the layers of papier-mâché, and then eventually the tiny bits of torn tissue paper. But the idea of putting the PVA glue on is to make the surface of the gesso, which because mod rock is basically gauze impregnated with plaster of Paris, and you need to put on PVA glue to make the two surfaces be compatible. So I'm going to be adding papier-mâché applied with PVA glue, so we need to have an intermediate substrate, if you like, to make it acceptable. And that's that stage. And I will now cut this off around the edge here, so that it's in a way it's quite a kind of conventional shape, and my intention was not to start off with conventional shapes at all, but I just want to do one that is semi-conventional to reflect that nice shape of the area around the gravestone, I think. Sometimes when you get these ideas, you just sort of have to go with them and see where they take you. It's not like I have a really fixed idea and I'm driving it towards a conclusion and I know the steps along the way. It's not like a recipe. It's like a journey of discovery, in that lovely adage that maps are made after the journey. So if I'm trying to kind of thinking about making a map to help other people on their journey making papier-mâché, if they're just beginning and if they're in a rush or they want to kind of copy me, fair enough. I like the excitement of the adventure, of the journey of discovery, and I'm filled with ideas at the moment. So that will be that stage. And these are some of the beginnings of the rough ideas for pulling out some of the movement and patterns and colours of the lichen or lichen on the back of the gravestones. Now that gravestone's facing south, so it's very rich and dense in texture and incredibly beautiful sort of ideas. They look like concentric heart shapes on the back of this gravestone, and then in one corner there is this little white other form of lichen which makes just a simple heart shape. So this is kind of looking like rather razzy-dazzy camouflage. This is the first one I did, which was just beginning to lay down the background for pulling out all those rich ochres. And this is a little bit of magic where the sunlight catches areas of white and flashes of gold, which, you know, technically aren't really there, but they are in my imagination. So this needs a bit more working on now. That's really wetter than I would really like it, but on the other hand it mixes nicely when it's like that, so I'm going to leave it for a bit. In fact, I might add sawdust if I can find some. I don't know if I've got any. I'll go and have a look.